Hi, my name is John Whitehead and I'm a leadership and executive coach, and welcome to this week's video blog post. I know I've mentioned this before, but as an executive coach, I have realized that, and I've been practicing now for almost 5 years, I've realized that there are three things that come to the fore almost consistently when I'm talking with leaders, and these are senior leaders or they may be emerging leaders in organizations, but three things pop up. And the first one is interpersonal communications. And I've done a lot of writing and blogging about the importance of interpersonal communications and how we need to recognize not only how we as ourselves tend to behave and communicate, but then recognize how others tend to communicate and behave, and then how we can work towards understanding each other better using that tool called social style, which is a behavioral style model. That was the first thing, is interpersonal communications. The second thing that pops up is values. And consistently, I find that people really haven't done an awful lot of work on what their personal values are. And so in my coaching work, sometimes we go down that road and the client wants to talk about how the values are impacting how they lead in an organization, what that might look like, and how values of others impact and create tension in the workplace. The third thing is time and organizational management. I think we can all relate to that. We're extremely busy, things that get piled onto us, and it's how we're managing that time, or how we're organizing our time or organizing our tasks become a bit of a challenge. More so for some than for others, but consistently is one of those top three. And I think I may have talked about this before, and I've written about it before in another blog post. One of the models I love to use there is the important urgent, or the urgent and importancy matrix, which Stephen Covey talked about in his book, The 7 Habits, but has actually been attributed actually to Dwight Eisenhower as a model that he used as a general during the Second World War and later on in his presidency as well. So let's talk about the Stephen Covey's urgent and important model, where you have a 4-quadrant model, where in the top corner over here, you have urgent and important, then you have important but not urgent, you have not urgent and not important, and you have urgent but not important. And you need to take a look at that, right? So you've got two axes. You've got an important axis and you've got an urgent axis. And the important axis, these are activities that lead to the achieving of your goals and have the greatest impact on your life, right? And the urgent, those are activities that demand immediate attention, but often are associated with someone else's goals rather than your own. Right? Important are relating to you and what's going to greatest impact on your life, and urgent are often associated to somebody else's goals. So if you take a look at this for a second, in the urgent and important matrix, these are things that show up. They may be crises, they could be problems, they could be deadlines. In the important but not urgent box, these are maybe things that are opportunities, things that will get you progress, they have high value, and they tend to be more long-term. In the bottom left here, these things that are not important, not urgent, not important, those are really trivia things. And then in this quadrant down here, which is urgent but not important, those are maintenance things and routine tasks. Right? So if you were to take your task list and break it into those 4 things, what are urgent and important? What are important but not urgent? What are urgent but not important? And what are not urgent and not important? If you take your task and break it into that, what would you have? Well, first of all, I would say if you had anything in the not urgent and not important quadrant, why are they even there? Right? These are probably tasks. If you do a task list, these are the tasks that are rolling over and rolling over and rolling over. Don't even bother with them. Just why are they even there? Dump them. But if you have something in the urgent but not important section, those are urgent, not important. These are chores that don't move you forward towards your own goals. You probably delaying them. So maybe can you cut them short? You know, are they coming from other people? They shouldn't even be on your list. So those you postpone, you put those off to the side. So those are the things that are urgent but not important. If you have, and another way of doing this is, you know, you can delegate those. You know, is there somebody on your team who is better equipped to do those so that it's not taking your valuable time? In the important but not urgent, these are success-oriented tasks, right? They're critical to achieving goals. So you plan to do those after you've got the urgent and important stuff done. So those, the important but not urgent, those are the ones that you'll delay. Those are the ones you put onto the side of the desk a little bit and say, okay, once I've got my urgent, important stuff done, then I'll get to that. And so the urgent and important, those are the areas that relate to dealing with critical issues as they arise. And those things that meet significant commitments, right? Those are the ones that you do right away. They're urgent and important. You deal those right away. Those are the ones you do. If you've got anything in that bottom corner that's not urgent, not important, throw it away. Anyway, have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.